So now in this video we are going to learn about classes, and we are going to create classes methods, and uh, let's create a class. So how can we create a class? For creating a class we need to use the keyword class. So let's create a class. So and then we need to write the class name. So let's say we are creating a class student. So now we have created a class. So if you don't want to pass anything in a class and you want to keep it blank, just you can just say the pass, and this is how you can create a blank class, empty class, and you are not doing anything with this class. So let's say, so first of all we have a function that is init function in a class. So what is an init function? It is a class constructor, you can say. It is a constructor method. Whenever we create an object of a class, this method will be called automatically. So let's print hi, I am a constructor. So we are having a constructor method in it. In the class, let's create an object obj of class student. So this is how we can create an object of a class, and let's run this. So now we have created an object, and as we created the object, the this object automatically calls this function that is init. So this is how we can create an init function. So can we have multiple init functions? Yes, we can have multiple, but let's create multiple init functions. So we are having three init functions, but whenever we create an object, the class will call the last init method. So whenever we create this object obj, the class student, so this obj will call the init method that will be in the last in the class. So here we are having three init functions. So the last method, that is hi I am, that is printing hi I am a constructor, I am constructor 3. So this method will be called. So let's run this. So here we can see in the output, the obj method is not calling the first and second one, but calling all the third constructor. That is the init method. So whenever we create multiple init function, it will ignore all the init methods, but also call the last init method. So now we have created this. So let's say we are having a student name and student age. So we are having two parameters, student age and student name. So how can we assign uh, name and age to a student? So you can just say self dot name will be name. So we are assigning name like this, and we can say self dot age is equals to, so we are assigning age to a particular student. So self is a keyword, you can use any other. uh, Self is not a keyword, self we are using as a object, as an object. So this is the object. So here we are having self as an object. So if we create this object, so whenever we pass whenever we say that we are having object obj, so this means this will be passed here. So you can say you can name it as obj, but for now we are having it as self, because uh, this is the coding strategy that we use in Python. So we are using self here. So we have created two variables, name and age. So let's say def get. So now we are creating another function, another method, that is get. So now in this we want to print student name. So this will print self dot name. So using this self we can get the object. So which object we are calling here. So which object we are using for getting the name. So if we have the object name obj, so obj dot name, you can say it is obj dot name. So let's print student age. Self dot age. So now we will call the function obj dot get, and we are passing as we are having two parameters here in the init function. So now we need to pass two argument in the student class, that is name will be our name will be, you can say it is Python, and for age we have 20. So let's create this, let's get the output. So here it is saying student name Python, student age 20. So we have created the object and now we are calling the object. Now we are calling the get method of obj, that is an object. So here when we call this method get using obj, so now this object is creating uh, now this object is getting passed in this parameter self. So control goes here and it says this the object name is obj, and for obj we are having name Python and we are having age 20, and then we are calling the method get. So for obj we are calling the method get. So this will get the value of the parameter obj, of argument obj, and now we are printing state student name and we are having obj dot name. Obj dot name will be Python and obj dot age will be 20. So this is how we are getting the output. This is how we are calling these methods in a class. So can we change the value of name? So let's change the value of obj dot name is equals to, let's say it is Java, and let's say the name is let's say the age is 25. So now if we get the name and age, so you can see now we have changed the value of name and age. So this is how we can change the variables in defined class. All so this is how we can work with class. So let's say we are having another method, that is def student class. So it is also having the self keyword, self parameter, that will be our object name. So let's say print student is of class CS. So you can create multiple objects. So we are creating obj So you can say the class, we can pass another parameter here, class. Let's say it is CLS class, and self dot class self dot CLS equals to CLS. So we are having now three variables. So we are printing name and age here, and student is of class. Let's say CLS, self dot CLS. So whenever we create object, we need to pass now three arguments. So let's create two objects. Obj1 is equals to student math 40, and this is math. So now we have created two objects. So let's call the object one dot get method, and let's call the object one dot student class method. Let's print this. So we are getting the output like this. So you can say you can create multiple objects, and you can create multiple methods in a class, and you can have multiple variables, pa- or you can say identifiers. So variables are also identifiers because we are using them as a identifier. So here we are having name as an identifier. It is identifying a student's name. So this is how we can create classes.